Since I never expected you to make it this far, I have to build this new course just for you. I have noticed that you two have become extremely close. I'm not sure I like that.
Hello there, Seraphim17 here, and doing my Portal 2 co-op walkthrough.
And I bet you weren't expecting that one. Thanks a lot, EGG NOGGA. Yes, this is Portal 2, the long-awaited co-op guide that I've had on my hard drive for about 7 months. So I do apologise for anybody that actually wants to use this guide. I was looking forward to this guide, but it's very late in coming, and yeah, wow, so long. I don't even know what to say. It's just one of those things where there was a clusterfuck of good games coming out and they just delayed my uploading of it, and I've got no excuses, but it's been a long time since I've played this game, so it might not be the strongest commentary to tell you exactly what to do. Luckily enough, actions do speak louder than words, so hopefully what we do will prescribe, you know, the strategies to the videos. I do believe there's one thing that does kind of suck about this guide in general, and that is the fact that I couldn't record it from both perspectives, because the luxury of co-op is both characters doing something different, and because we're both doing something different, I don't show you the full process of doing these levels. I only show you the job that I get, and for the most of it, it is literally me following instructions, because my buddy here, you might have seen him comment on some of the videos. He's no one CP. He's a friend of mine who helped me record. He was an absolute legend when it came to this, because when I was playing, when we were recording, we'd played the game before for a run through. I had a lot of fun doing it. It's a top game if you've not checked it out yet. The co-op is both challenging, entertaining, and fun. The achievement for not falling though in like Test Chamber 4 is fucking bullshit. I absolutely hate that. But that aside, it is pretty stellar stuff. And he had the patience of the saint when we were recording this, because I was hungover, and I was just, my brain wasn't functioning. I was just, you know, I was in Rain Man mode. I was just full on retard, and he carried me through the entire thing. So big thanks to him, because without him it wouldn't have been possible. It really wouldn't have. And what I'm going to do for these commentaries to these guys is I'm going to talk about some stuff that's not related to really anything. It's going to be an excuse to talk at length about some different topics, because a lot of people that come to my videos, they come to them because I am known for talking shit. I am known for talking about ridiculous things and for going off on massive tangents and rants and things. And some people don't like that. Some people think that sucks, that blows, that's gay, and they're entitled to that opinion. You know, not everybody can be perfect like we are. But it's just one of those things, and this is the perfect, you know, theatre for that, because I can't really tell you too much about what you have to do in the game, because it's been so damn fucking long since I've played it myself. So I would just be a hypocrite saying you have to, then I watch it, then I tell you, because you're watching it at the same time. It's giving you all the information you need, and it's just giving it you at a slightly accelerated rate, because we've played it before and we know what we're doing. Like for this puzzle, you have to line up both of these so that you press the buttons in tandem. You go through your portals to the adjacent section, and you both press these buttons. It's all very similar stuff in this nature, and you will figure it out. You will be able to use this video to get some knowledge, to truth bomb it, to, you know, to get you through the co-op. And it is worth a hell of a lot of achievements for playing through it. So if you are the achievement whore or the trophy whore, then you will enjoy yourself. And the one thing you want to be grateful for as well is I went in and I took out all the loading screens from this co-op, and it actually makes it look fun. But every time you go down that elevator, you watch the same loading screen every time, and it does about 7 of them per level. They take about 2 minutes, and it makes a potentially, you know, 2-hour long game into a 7-hour long game, because the loading screens are just diabolical. Nothing you can do. It's just Valve's way of saying that they like to waggle their tail in your face, and there's nothing you can do about it except, you know, use their semen for toothpaste, as disgusting and horrifying as that is as a concept. But onto some random topics. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the podcast. I don't even want one copy of Time Corp. We've just done our first episode of it, and it was good. There was problems. There was, you know, holes in our game, but it is the first thing we've done, so we will definitely be making better and, you know, coming up with more interesting things, making it flow better, getting it down, getting a rhythm. And if I'm completely honest, I did not put my full self into the, you know, the rhythm of the podcast. I did let my friends kind of direct it, because it is a team effort. It is not about myself. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be alternating who hosts, and when I host, it's going to be completely different, because I'm going to try and mix it up a little bit so that it's, You know, there's nothing worse than having a podcast that you like that gets stale, because all they do is the same thing every time. And hopefully we will be able to, get past this. We'll hopefully be able to deny this cliche and keep on bringing entertaining stuff. But apparently it's going to be 2 weekly, which I'm not impressed at all. I want it to be every week, because there's no point in building a brand unless you've got something that people can relate to, and the more you get out, the more people can. I do believe it is much easier to build with rapid succession than it is to, steadily try and gain momentum. Just look at my channel. I've been steadily putting up videos at a ridiculous velocity, and I will continue to do so until I'm the next Bill Gates, because it's just the way that I'm moving. But one of the topics that I do want to mention for the podcast is there's probably going to be like an email section, because a lot of different ones have had that, where people send in questions. So if anybody wants to send in a question, I know this is probably not the best forum to get this piece of information across. Feel free to send me a message on YouTube. Make sure you entitle the message something to do with the podcast. Put podcast question or just podcast. Just let me know what it's about so that I can take it in, and we can deal with it when we do the next one. And if anybody's got any feedback or anything that they want to give us for ways to improve it or things that might make it more fun, feel free to do so, because we're not egotistical in any sense, thinking that we've made the greatest podcast ever made. We know it's rough, we know it could be improved in almost every conceivable way, and we're willing to look into some ideas to get that working. Only if your suggestion is anything to do with getting porn stars on, not going to be that functional, because where we live there ain't that many porn stars, and if they are, they're probably single mums with 6 kids and every single type of hepatitis, going out with cracked scars on their arms, prostituting themselves around the local towns. And there is nothing funnier than a broken woman, but at the same time it is kind of heartbreaking. But topic down anyhow, move on to something else that's equally heartbreaking. I was reading in the paper today that there was a vigilante warning given out by the police, and that was a nice fail on our behalf. My bad, dude, I'm sorry. Crushed your robot. And warning, this is not a nice story for anybody that's, easily touched, and I don't mean that in a paedophilic way, even though this topic is going to go really paedophile really quickly. And if you're listening to my rants on my videos, you probably know what you're getting yourself into. So you should be fine. You should be, all huddled up and waiting for the scandal. But the police were giving out vandal... no, why did I say vandal? I didn't mean to say vandal. Vigilante, sorry, alerts because of a crime that was committed. And I don't know how far in the papers this has gone, but apparently there has been a sexual assault on a baby. Yeah, that is about as dark as it gets, I think, as far as a species. I mean, we've created televisions, we've created KFC, we've created, fleshlights, and dudes still want to fuck babies, which there's got to be something clinically wrong with these people. And this vigilante warning came from a memorial of people that had rallied together to show support for this kid and how horrific it was. And I think the quote in the newspaper was, one dude kind of went, "Why we stood out here lighting candles when we could go and find this paedophile and fuck him up," kind of thing. So these people have gone around smashing windows, smashing up cars, and at this moment in time the police haven't given a full statement as to what's happened, because this baby is in critical condition, but the general consensus is some dude fucked a baby. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry all the paedophiles of the world, I don't care how attractive this baby is, I don't care, how much it was coming onto you, how much it was giving you the wink. You don't fuck a baby, it's just plain wrong, there's just something sick there. And a lot of people respond in the same way they respond to a lot of things that horrify them. They respond in a primal reaction. It's always, like string them up, it's always, hang them, shoot them, electrocute them, torture them, test, products on their eyes, and do all sorts of nasty things along the lines of maiming, mutilation, castration. There's a whole bunch of fun activities that they can, be enrolled into, but I don't think they should do that. And I have expressed this opinion a couple of times before, and it's not because I'm some, paedophile enthusiast. I don't get off at the thought of people using Facebook to kidnap children and take them to warehouses which they've mapped out to look like kiddies' bedrooms, because that to me is just evil in its purest form. But what I think they should do is, these people are obviously broken in some way. There's something considerably wrong with them. You can't deny that. It is not a curable thing. It is something that is just jacked. It is a part of them that is wrong, that is ill, that is sick, that is twisted, that is just made wrong. And we should study it. these people, as soon as they do this, there should be no prison, there should be no clemency, there should be no, rehabilitation. They should be sent to a science lab where they are experimented on for the rest of their life. We need to find out how these motherfuckers work. We need to know why they do what they do, because before we can understand it, we can't even contemplate trying to cure it. And there's people that believe you can pray gay away, so why can't you pray, the urge to have sex with small boys away? Even though, the biggest consortium of people that do pray seem to have quite the proclivity for small boys, which is, the irony and contradiction in that sentence is ridiculous, but we'll not go into that. We should study them, we should look into them, and it's the same for serial killers, it's the same for anything. There is a complete and utter lack of emotion when it comes to another human life, because you can't do this if you have any shred of humanity in you. You literally can't. You have to have something inside you, and I think they should dig it out with a spoon and examine it, find out what it is, find out how it works, find out where it comes from, because there's people that believe that shit like this comes from genes. They believe it's hereditary. They think if you've got, a dad who's kind of tapped, who touched you when you were a kid, and, he's got a thing for small anuses, they believe that can be passed on to you. So you could be a perfectly salient human being, but somewhere deep down inside your genetic code, there's a part of you that just wants to get, Gary Glitter on someone. And that is more terrifying than the deed itself to me, because the whole concept of being conditioned to act and behave a certain way purely by being born as if it's your birthright is something that is ridiculous, and it is terrifying. And we should experiment on them. We should figure out what part of the brain makes this fine. And a lot of people will probably say, oh, it's the frontal lobe, it's somehow being damaged, they might have been dropped when they were a child, they might have had a tumour, they might have had a deficiency where the frontal lobe didn't develop. And a lot of people use this excuse because the frontal lobe is the area of the brain that deals with conscience, that deals with the ability to feel guilt, to feel the emotions that we do every day. And you can actually get an ailment, or a condition, should I say. It's not an ailment, because an ailment defies that it could actually be cured, and you can't cure this shit. And psychopathy is a condition where you literally do not have any kind of human emotion. You are a machine, a human machine. And you may be able to pantomime it, you may be able to imitate it, you might be able to, do a nice little fake cry, but at the end of the day, you are emotionally dead. And this is what a lot of serial killers do have when it comes to, testing them and things. And when they do the psychological tests, they do believe a large percentage of these people can only do what they do to their fellow man because they don't have this part of their brain that says, hang on a minute, dude, flaying this guy's not a good idea. He's kind of attached to his skin. He needs it to live. And it's one of the things we should be investigating. And as much fun as it is, sending satellites to Mars and paying billions of pounds on machinery that's, designed to kill children and kill small villages when we bomb hospitals instead of insurgents, as much fun as it is, murdering these people that we armed before we then went and destroyed the arms that we'd armed them with, we should really be focusing on, maybe some other sciences that could definitely bring some interesting answers. But that's just my 5 cents. And I will be bringing more ridiculous commentaries to this Portal guide because I don't know how to do these levels. I'll just have to watch my own videos. But thanks for watching, thanks for listening, guys, and you take care now.